today we're going to start using the microscope and we're going to start looking at normal differentials. Okay? I'll give you a few tips on the use of the microscope, but first I want to talk about how you're going to identify the cells that you're looking at. And my acronym that I use is CRAPS. Okay? So when I come over to you and I say, you say, what is this? I'm going to say, have you used your CRAPS? Okay? Have you looked at all of the different ways to identify the cell? So the first one is C, and that stands for color. Okay? What color is the cell? Is it gray? Is it blue? Is it orange? Is it buff? Okay? So you need to look at the color. That's important. So a good stain is very important, and we're lucky here to have a very good stain. R stands for ratio. And ratio means the size of the nucleus compared to the amount of cytoplasm. So we're going to look at the nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio. Is the nucleus large? Does it occupy the majority of the cell? Okay. Is there scant cytoplasm? Okay. That's important in identifying what type of cell you're looking at. A, for lack of a better word, is appearance. And specifically here, I'm looking for, are there hour rods? Which also starts with an A. Hour rods are not going to be seen in normal cells, okay? They're going to be in glass. So when we get to abnormal diffs, that's an important characteristic that we're going to look for. Right now, you better not see any hour rods in any of our blood. P stands for pattern. And specifically the pattern of the chromatin in the nucleus, okay? Different cells will have different nuclear patterns, and we can use that to help identify the cells that we're looking at. Okay? So some will be coarse, some will be dense, some you'll hear me say fine or lacy chromatin pattern. Okay? All of these things that we can use. The second P is plasma or cytoplasma. What's in the cytoplasm? Does it have granules? Okay. Is it clear? Okay. We want to look at the cytoplasm and see what's in there. Okay. The last one is S. Anybody got an idea what maybe S stands for? Size. Size. And that's probably one of the more important parameters, because we're going to learn, as we talk about Unit 2, that as a cell matures, it becomes smaller. Okay? We can also use red cells as a parameter to gauge the size of our white cells. A normal length nucleus, okay, is going to be the same size as normal red cells. So you can use that as a gauge if you don't have a CBC sitting out in front of you. Okay? So when you start looking at cells today, okay, you're going to raise your hand and you say, what is this? I'm going to say, describe it to me. Okay? And I'm going to ask you to describe it using your CRAPS. Okay? Probably the most common thing you're going to do right off the bat is confuse lymphs and monos. Okay? And it's tough. So what you're going to do is you're going to be doing your differentials, okay? And then when you get them done, we're going to look at 100 white cells, we're going to look at RBC morphology, and we're going to look at the platelets too. When you're done, raise your hand, and Joe or I will come around and make sure that you're calling them correctly. I have the automated diff, okay? And we want to be plus or minus 10 of our neutrophils or our sets, okay? And that's going to include bands. Plus or minus 10 on lymphs. Plus or minus 5 on monos, 3 on EOs, and 2 on basos. And that lets me know that you're seeing what you're supposed to see. Okay. Now we'll do the first maybe couple together, so don't worry about getting microscopes out now. But let me show you a couple of tips about focusing and putting your slides on the microscope. Now you guys are used to in 11-13 looking at P under the microscope, right? That's wet and it's not stained. So when we look at wet and unstained, we like to bring our condenser down because that increases the refractive index, okay? But in hematology, when we're looking at stained blood, okay, it's dry, we want to bring that condenser up because we like light, okay? So bring your condenser all the way up when you get your microscope out. You're going to put your slide on, and remember we talked about that, 3/4 area right there. This is the prime area, okay, for doing your dip. So you're going to put your slide on, okay, and it's plugged in, and you can see we're a ways away from being in focus. One of the tricks of focusing in here is if you take your 40 and you bring it over and bring up your stage to where your 40 is just over your slide. You're going to be very, very, very close to focusing, okay? We're going to turn it to 10. We'll turn our light on. Okay, don't burn your eyelids. Make sure it's not real strong, okay? And bingo, I'm right in focus, okay, on my 10X. I'm going to scan around on my 10X, and I'm going to find a good area to start my differential. What's a good area to start your differential? Yeah, single monolayer, no overlapping, okay? A lot of the times, and Joe and I are going to watch this, we'll see you doing this and you're down in this area. No. You got to be up in that good area to do your differential. When you get down and cells are crowded around this, they shrink up and they're very hard to identify. Okay, so you want to be in the good area. So focus, find a nice area. Go out and check your feather edge. Okay, you want to check for fibrin strands. You want to check for platelet clumps. You want to check to make sure that there's good distribution. Okay. Go back down to your good area. You're going to put a drop of oil on your slide. And it doesn't take a whole lot of oil. Okay, you don't want to gob it on, but you want to have enough that you can see, because that immersion oil is going to bridge the gap between the ocular and the slide, and it's going to make that focus just be very, very sharp. Okay, don't drag your 40 through the oil. Okay, so don't go like this. You want to turn it to 100x. Okay, you're going to want to turn up your light, and you should be in good focus. And that's where we're going to start doing our differential. Okay.